Hunter was extraordinary. He combined a gruff, tough exterior with the sensitivity of a bush poet. In that sense, he was the epitome, the absolute essence of, he defined the Anglo-Irish Australian male of the 20th century, more so, I think, than John Melian, than Chips Rafferty before him. Hunter was us, and that's why we liked him, and that's why us directors kept using him, and why Australian audiences kept responding to him. He defined us, or he defined, a part of us.
And Bill Hunter famously portrayed cameraman Len Maguire in Newsfront. What kind of research paces did you put him through for that role?
Funny thing about that role is that Hunter had already starred for me in Backroads, and in Backroads he wore his famous beard. And then I said, you know what, I love working with you so much. I want you to play the lead in Newsfront, but you're going to play this newsreel cameraman who's a pretty straight up and down 50s guy, so you're going to have to shave your beard off. And we forced Hunter to shave his beard off and discovered that he had about 4 chins under that beard. That's why he was wearing it. So the main preparation was getting rid of all those chins and getting him fit and looking like a movie star, which he never did. We failed, but that was the beauty of the character that he created. And in a way, that was the beauty of all of Billy's characters. They were the average guy, but he played them so superbly. He had this power, and I think some commentators have referred to it, the power of stillness. He understood that doing nothing was often, the most eloquent statement that you could make on film.
You say that he was often cast as a quintessential Australian, but what was he like off camera?
Off camera, he was the same as all the characters that he played. Seemingly gruff and impenetrable, and yet the next moment, a totally sensitive and giving man, an understanding man. I mean, he was a study in opposites on and off the screen.
And did you manage to stay in touch with him over recent years?
I haven't seen him for the last few years. We did 4 projects because, as well as Backroads, then Newsfront, then Heatwave, we also did the miniseries The Dismissal, where he famously played Rex Connor, the minister in the Whitlam government. So for 5 or 6 years, my life was a continual delight, going to work, week after week, and working with Billy Hunter.
Okay, and you've already encapsulated his personality very well, both on and off camera, but how do you think he'll be remembered by the Australian film community?
Well, I don't know how many films he's been in. It felt like for a while there he was in every Australian movie that was being made. I think he'll be remembered in a way even more than John Melian or more than Chips Rafferty as us, as I said before, as the definition of the 20th century Anglo-Irish Australian. And I think it's the Australian audience, I think, that are going to applaud him even more than us filmmakers, because he defined us.